Hey guys, how goes it? I was super tired this morning, so I made this video on insecurities and I don't think it hit right the spot that I wanted to talk about. So we can talk about it tonight if you'd like, or we can talk about something else. Hey there, hey, how are you? If you want to ask a question, just put it into the question box with the question mark, the rectangular one. I was just telling everybody that I was super tired this morning, so I made the video on insecurities and I didn't really get to say everything I wanted to say in there, but the main idea is that you're realizing that you really need the control, that the uncertainty is driving you crazy, because most of us who've been through abuse, we just absolutely cannot stand it, that we can't control something because it's not safe. Like if we can't predict it, it's not safe, right? So what I had to do is to learn to tell my bodies like, hey, it's okay if it is uncertainty. Like it's okay if you don't know what's happening. Uncertainty is the way of life. And so one of the best things that I could tell myself is like, hey, you're alive. Like even when I would feel uncertain and absolutely upset that hey there, at not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing what was going to, how it was going to impact me, right? What was going to happen in my relationship, what was going to happen with my job, what was going to happen with my money. Like it would freak me out, even if there's like the smallest change. Any of you have seen that, where you're basically looking at, your day, you planned everything ahead of time, and somebody calls and cancels, or something changes, and you just begin, hyperventilating because you just literally cannot handle it. It's too much. You planned your day, and now you feel destroyed. Your day was destroyed, and then you either lash out at people, which I've done, or you kind of like go, oh my God, wow, look at this thing. I can invite another host and go live together. This is really cool. I have never had that before. TikTok is giving me like more stuff to do. So yes, good evening. If you want to ask a question, usually, and guys, I didn't go live today as I promised in the morning. It just shit got out of hand. Like I was handling so much stuff that I wasn't able to, but I'm here, like I promised, 9 to 10 p.m. So tell me what you want me to make the video about tomorrow. I do have a list here, but I think that the one about insecurities earlier didn't really, I don't know, did it help at all? I try to put it all in there, and it's just like, it's such a huge topic. So I was just talking about how, those of us who've been through, oh, you ran away from home? Is that new? Oh my God, did you just do that? Wow, just tell us if you just did that and we'll all celebrate. Holy shit, that is amazing. That is amazing. I can't believe it. Tell us all about it. Okay, I want to hear the story. Let's see. So we have another wow, somebody just asked a question. Hey darling, have you tried beach flower oils? Blocked. Get out of here. Like not even talking. Yeah, can you tell us where you are, if you're safe, if everything is okay? So yeah, if you want me to answer a question, please put it in the question mark, in the question rectangle with the question mark. You're at your cousin's. Oh, they're trying to persuade you to give you another chance? No chances. I mean, seriously, listen to your body. What is your body? Can we just all talk, please, right now about Haja? Kaja? Is it Kaja or Haja? What's your name? Are you willing to tell us what your name is and where you're from? What city and country? It's okay if you're not, but maybe you can find someone right now who is here in your place to go and actually, talk to you. Maybe physically you can even meet and, despite COVID, maybe in a distance, but like to support you. Because holy shit, you did it. Amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I hope we can all help here. London, yeah. Anybody here in London? Can we have a show of hands? Is anybody here in London? Okay. And can we just see, send love to Haja? Good job. I mean, tell us all what happened if you're willing. If not, don't. It's okay. Keep it private. There's no judgment here. There's no bullshit, and nobody's gonna tell you shit. If anybody is gonna try to tell you shit, they're gone from here, okay? So tell us if you're safe, if you're okay, all right? Just tell us, because we're all worried. Anyway, back to securities, you guys. I was just talking about how, oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy. Yeah, how it kicks me out of normal routine. Not so much anymore. Like right now, I actually have multiple fires ranging around me. Fires, you know what I mean? But it used to be where somebody was canceled, or it could be a phone call, it could be even a look, and it would just kick me out of my routine because somebody was late. Oh, hold on, let me read. I feel like I'm just making it up. And like nothing happened, you mean in terms of abuse? Yeah. Write more to us if you want. Usually I come live in the morning around 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, or I'm here 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. It is night, as you can see, it's dark. But you can also come to my free circle. We call classes circles in my community. It's called Emberville. It's this Saturday at 3:30. Last time we had 15 people show up. It was fucking amazing. And I have gotten letters from you where you said, wow, in just that, I healed more than in therapy sessions. It helped more. What we're doing is we're just writing out your shit, your story into a fictional story. So then you can look at it and you can put it behind yourself, So then you can process it, and it doesn't really live here anymore. It lives outside of your body. It doesn't really bother you in here. But anyway, just tell me first if that video was helpful about insecurities, right? And second, what other video do you want me to make for tomorrow? Because I have a whole list here. So I want to hear from you. What is going on in your life? Ask it in questions. Because hey there, hey, tell us who you are, what your name is, for you from Avocado in Mexico. What exactly does that mean? Because I have a list, and it's flashbacks, guilt, bad dreams, obsessive thoughts, children as triggers, how to control emotions. I guess that could be a big one. What do you do when you're having a bad day? Self-doubt. And then I also remember, you guys, you asked me, hey, Kansas, right on, about doing a Zoom for teens. So I'll do that. Cleveland. Okay. Oh, hi, Evelyn. Orlando, Florida. Right on. Happy place and burning the box. Tell us more about this. So tell us who you are. This is a safe community. If you see any assholes, tell me. If I don't see assholes, they're gone from here really fast. Hi everyone. Hi. So hold on, let me go on and see if there are any questions. So, okay, let me tell, Toronto, Canada. Right on. Awesome. So dealing with your friend who has PTSD. Okay, I just want to tell you something, guys. If there is no room in your space, meaning in your body and in your mind, to deal with someone, or to help someone, you really have to help yourself first. So I understand it's heartbreaking, especially if it's your friend and your family. But this is what I had to learn the hard way, which is I really had to learn to take care of myself first. Me first, right? And even though there were people and my heart was breaking, hey, greetings from Mexico, right on. Greetings from Seattle. I had to learn that really my health is the most important thing in my life, okay? So hi, another one from Mexico, right on. So you don't have to anything. Does it make sense? Like, it's quite often when we feel that we want to help. And by the way, if anybody can relate here, I pushed my help on people where they didn't ask for help. Did you ever have that when somebody was breaking down, like your friend, and they were reaching out to them to help, and they're like, go away. They literally actually get angry at you. Anybody else? And you go, well, what am I doing wrong? I'm just trying to help you. Like, I really want to help you. I can help you, right? But you can't if that person is not asking for help. That's the biggest problem, is that if they're not asking for help, they will perceive your help as an attack. I know it sounds all the time, right? You can relate, right? So can I ask you a question again, Allison? Are you trying to help a friend who is asking for help? Or are you trying to help because your heart is bleeding, like you love your friend, you really, really want to go and help your friend, but they're not necessarily asking for it? Because I can guarantee you what's going to happen, even if they don't tell you, that it's going to backfire. Like, I cannot tell you guys how many times I wanted to drive my head through the wall. Like, because I'm an empath, and I actually didn't even know that term until somebody told me. Anybody else can be here, right? It's like you just feel If I walk into a crowd, I pick up on emotions. If I stand with a person, I pretty much begin feeling like they're feeling. And it's exhausting, right? Yeah, you too? So I sometimes have to remove myself from people. What I really like here is we're together, right? But you're all home or maybe close to home or somewhere safe. A video about this? About what? Hold on. That's a good question. Mariah, what exactly? About being an empath? Or please type it into a question. I'll write it down. Yeah, so I feel everybody's feelings. So the unfortunate thing, if somebody would be breaking down, like they would have a panic attack, I would almost go into panic attack, literally picking up from them. And I would rush to help. And that person would be like, get off me. Don't touch me. You know, like get out of my face. Like they would get angry. And I'd be like, but I want to help. Like, I know how to help you. I've been through it. And I was like, oh, so it took me years to learn that the person didn't ask me for help. And I would stand there and I would bleed out of my heart, not of my eyes. You know, like I would cry. I would feel that person. I would feel that pain. And then there was nothing I could do. So I had to learn to be okay with that. To just understand that it's not kind or loving for me to push my help onto someone who didn't ask for help. And it is kind and loving to let them be. Can you guys feel that? Can you relate to that, right? It's against logic, right? You want to help. Like, I'm here because I want to help you. But I'm also waiting for you guys to ask me questions so that when I'm giving you help, hopefully it's helpful. Like, it's the same way that I'm asking you how do you deal with loneliness? Okay, does that answer your question, Allison? I mean, I want to hear more, but I also am curious about your language. Do you guys all see how it says, okay, dealing with my friend? So it's almost like the question itself shows us that you're dealing with it, meaning it's not something that you necessarily enjoy. Am I reading it correctly? Do you guys see that? You see that in the question, right? Dealing, you have to deal with someone. If you tell someone they have to deal with you, that's kind of like, oh, okay, it's work or it's job or it's a chore or it's hard. So I hope that answers it for you. But let me move on to the next one. That is a great one. How to retain? You mean how to retrain or retain your brain from negative thoughts, or is it Alexis? Can you repeat that question in other terms? You mean how to protect your brain from negative thoughts, or how to retrain your brain from having negative thoughts? Is it the first or the second? How did you train? Okay, I got it. So, what's interesting is, okay, I'll tell you something. You don't have to retrain anything. Your brain actually doesn't have negative thoughts. You know what happens? What happens is all of these people in the past from your life that are like, la, 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 they keep sitting in your head. All of these people who told you all these negative things, you continue repeating them in your head, even though these people are not next to you. So like if somebody told you you'll never succeed, or you're going to be stupid, or you're going to be always poor, you don't know how to make money, and you don't know, nothing, like you're going to be worthless, you're not going to amount to anything, you can't have a family together, you can't have a relationship, blah, 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 blah. You're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too this, too that. And it's like, so what happens is, because people, yes, they're sitting in your head. So this, and I'm speaking figuratively, of course, but the thing is, that's not you. You actually don't even know who you are most of the time. Can you guys relate to that? You don't know, because you if you come from a dysfunctional family, from abusive, family or environment, you never got a chance to develop. Really, never got to understand who you are. So you took on whatever people told you. They said, Johnny, go study law or be an accountant. And Johnny is like, yes, mom. Or, Maria, go and become a teacher. Yes, mom. Oh, I have to have a family because society says so. Yes. Oh, I have to buy a car. Oh, I'm going to get in debt with the bank. But everybody has a car, so I better go do it. Oh, I have to have babies. Well, I guess I have to get married. So we go through life, and then all these other people are telling us how to live life. but we don't even know. Like if I asked you right now, and actually this is a question to you, Alexis. Everybody can please type right now, like, what do you want in life? Can you just type one sentence? And it cannot be a job. It cannot be about money. It cannot be about an object, like you want a new car. Like, what do you actually want? Like, what's your mission? Why are you alive? Just see how quickly we can all come up. How do we, okay, happiness and satisfaction. Okay, peace. Okay, I want to have peace. All right, peace. Wow, peace, a lot of peace. Okay, so we want to, no fear or guilt. Family, you want to love yourself. Okay, more, just go, guys. Peace and happiness, peace of mind, to freely love others. Do you follow the pattern? Do you see what everybody's typing? It's pretty much the same. Healing. And healing, which is what? Happiness, peace. I want to be happy with myself. So money. I said no money, Mariah. I want to be loved, be able to love. So love and peace. Okay, do you see the same pattern, right? So authenticity. Oh, wow, that's a good one. Hey there. Hey, Nikki Witch. That's an awesome name. So serenity, which is again peace, right? Home. Okay, so peace, home, love. Does this have anything to do with your job? No, no more pain. Does this have anything to do with the amount of clothes you have in your closet? No. Does this have anything to do with the amount of money you have in the bank? No, right? Peace and love and happiness? Does this have to do with anything that we think is going to make us at peace and happy and lovable? Nothing, right? So now let's go back to Alexis's question. All of these negative thoughts, what are the thoughts about? Can you guys just shout it out? What are the thoughts about? The thoughts are usually connected to not the things that are about peace or love or happiness, right? Can you actually zero in on it? Like I can tell you mine, which would have been like I wanted to be a diplomat. I actually wanted, this is not my first language that I'm speaking, so I wanted to study languages and become a diplomat. And then my dad said, you'll never do it. Even though I was like one of the best students who knew German. I used to live in Germany, so I came back to Moscow and I could speak in German like a native, and I never even tried. So I was always connected somehow, my worth in my parents' eyes, to my academic achievements, what kind of grades did I get, right? To my job, what kind of stuff can I study, how much money I would make. And then later on, what it was like, oh, you're going to have another baby? And how's your marriage? It's like, it was just like a machine, like you're on a roll and you're supposed to do all these things. But nobody's ever asked me like, are you truly happy? Like, I don't remember wow. I wonder, guys, in your families, did you have anybody actually ask you, like look you in the eye and say, hey, are you truly happy? I don't think that, oh my God, I don't think that anyone in my family ever asked me that. No, never. My fucking God, I want to cry. That's so fucked up. Never. No, I'm just trying to think now. I don't. So, Christ, that is tragic. I mean, look at all these no's, you guys. Oh, that's amazing. We got one at least. So, do you see, Alexis, that the negative thoughts in your head, it's those people talking. Do you see how those people, they don't even, like for themselves, they don't even know that that's not what they need or what they want. So they hang their fears on you and they basically smack you down and they tell you, this is what you should do and this is what you shouldn't do. And it goes la 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 in your head. So it's not even you thinking it, it's those people, right? So you don't have to retrain. Okay, do you follow, guys? And Alexis, do you follow this? Your brain is beautiful. Your brain is perfect. You don't need to retrain nothing. You just need to kick this shit out of these people in your head. Okay, kick them out. They're not home in there anymore. This is your home. They don't fucking belong. So get them the fuck out. Like kick their asses. Kick them out. Yeah, exactly. If I'm too sensitive, I'm gonna all fucking kill all those people who tell you this. So, Alexis, it's I can tell you how I came over it. I love you right back very much. I wrote stories and I kicked the shit out of those people in my head, which were my parents mostly. Actually, I wrote a story today, you guys. I can tell you if you'd like to read it, maybe I can somehow arrange it. So, I'm building a community where we are a community of creative healers and we lead circles. We call them circles because they're limited to 10 people. And I led a circle today how to heal your inner child. And I wrote a story today. We all wrote stories about inner children, like about a dream. If you want to do it, I'll give you the exercise right now. It's a writing exercise we did. If you want to, you can do it yourself. You schedule 20 minutes. You pick your inner child. You call them by the name and you write a story about them, but you change their name. And you write something that makes them giddy and happy. Like it could be the craziest thing ever, like them picking boogers and smearing them on the wall. You know what I mean? So I wrote about riding an elephant and, sliding down on ice cream slide. I mean, it was fantastic. Guess what I did? I killed both my mom and my dad today in that story with wild wolves. I invented this wild wolf bowl that I crawled inside. And then that bowl had wolf heads and they crunched and they killed both my mom and my dad. And when I got out, I saw my dad's head crushed, my grandmother's, who used to beat me, and then my mom's head cut off. So if you want to read that story, come join my community or email me. Okay, I can share it with you privately. Just if you go to a link in my bio, you can find a way to contact me in there. Yeah, so we did that. So if you want to join my community, let me know. If you want to try it out, what the fuck is that? Come to a free circle. I'm doing a free circle this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. I can't do it early in the morning, unfortunately. So for those of you who are European, I'll try to find a different time. And you have to be over 18. It's free. Don't worry about it. If you want to join my community, then we're dropping the price. Actually, it's going to be $50 a month. But if you email me, say, hey, I'm from TikTok, I'll give you a discount to try it out for $15 for a whole month. You get unlimited circles. So tomorrow I'm leading a circle, how to write out your biggest fear, right? So exactly. So I mean, I want to come back to the question though. Alexis, does that answer your question? I really hope that all of my blah, 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 blah talking wasn't just like a lot of blah, 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 right? So, and fictional writing, guys, the reason why it's so helpful is, look, I just murdered my parents today. So, Alexis, what I just did today, I took them out of my head. Yes. Okay, is this helping? Like, is this helping, Alexis? Because I can keep talking if it's not clear. I'm going to move on to the next one, okay? Oh, well, that's what I just did today. That's what I did in my community today. So again, if you want to read that story, I can share it with you. Email me. If you want to join my community, again, email me. I'll give you a discount code. Or if you want to come to Saturday Free Circle, there is a link in my bio. There's like a link tree. You'll find the link. It says, I want to join the Free Circle. So you just fill out the form. It will put you on and I'll see you this Saturday. Okay? So Megan Cheese, right? That's, if you can, please come. If you can't, let me know what city, what country you're from, what time works for you, and I'll see if we can whip up more circles. But guys, if you join my community, you can lead a circle. The whole idea is that we're a community of creative healers. So we have all kinds of stuff like poetry, we even have meditation, but most of it is like when you create content for other people to read and to heal from. So hopefully that answers it. This is, oh, hey, Alberta, Canada. Right on. This is awesome. Yeah, if you can tell us where you're from, when you're asking a question, what your name is, where you're from. Thank you. Thank you so much. So loneliness, you know what, guys? I escaped for about 10 years from people. I mean, I still was with people, of course, but I was writing books and I just nuked all relationships. Toronto, right on. I'm not saying it correctly. New Jersey, Toronto. How do you say Toronto? I mean, I'm probably saying it with my bad Russian accent. Toronto. Toronto. So Where do you go to sign up for the circle? Montreal, yay. Texas, right on. New York, Lebanon, yo. The link is in my bio. You guys see it? Go to my bio. Do you see the link? Boston. Oh, I've been to Boston. I love Boston, Pittsburgh, New York, and I've been to New York too. I love New York. Hey, I'm from Moscow. I'm from a big city, like big city with lots of crime and fucked up stuff. So high five, New Yorkers. Pensacola, Florida, Saudi Arabia. Oh, awesome. Thank you, thank you. The link, guys, again, go to my bio. All the links are in there in the link tree. So just Roswell, Wichita, Kansas. Holy shit, right on. We're international, you guys. I love it. Okay, Jordan, we say, okay. Where else? Like it's scrolling up, but I don't see it until it scrolls all over. Where I'm from, I'm in Seattle, Washington right now, but I'm originally from Moscow, from Russia. I was born in Moscow, я родилась в России. So I can talk to you in Russian if you speak Russian. Mexico, we're in Mexico. I was in Puerto Vallarta, but not much. Baltimore. Oh, awesome. Baltimore. Guys, remember to connect. If you see each other's city or place, Pasadena. Okay, am I saying it correctly? I don't know. Sometimes my geographical skills just suck. Yeah, hi. Hi. This is great. What is I love you in Russian? Oh, that's a good question. Я тебя люблю. Pennsylvania, Perth, Australia. Hell yeah, I've never been. Oh, St. Petersburg, Florida. That's funny. We have St. Petersburg in Russia too. Yeah, I don't do anything to my hair. I just go to bed with wet hair. This is why you can't. North Carolina. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Hold on. There was a question though. Somebody asked something and now it scrolled up and I can't remember what it was. It was pencil. So how to say I love you in Russian? Я тебя люблю. I can actually teach you guys Russian if you want. I can maybe even teach you some swear words. Like you can totally swear at somebody like in Russian and they would not even guess what you're saying. I know that's probably, not funny, but you could. Australia. Yay, right on. That's awesome. Who else? Where from? Just keep shouting out where you're from. I still want to answer Hinton, Alberta. Oh, you're not okay. Rural Minnesota. Right on. I teach you Russian. Sure. California. Count in 10 to 10 in Russian. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was 10 in Russian. Michigan. Right on. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get back to Nicole's question, but guys, keep shouting out where you're from, okay? And all that beautiful stuff. So I dealt with loneliness through this. This is what I did. I dove into my books. These are the books that I've written, novels, So when I would be in here, I would not be lonely. Does it make sense? Like there would be people in here and they would be in my head, but instead of telling me what the fuck to do with my life or with anything else or how wrong I was, I would go and I would smash them in here to pieces. Like this was the best therapy ever. I kid you not. I have murdered people over and over and over again in my books. So that didn't make me lonely, Nicole. It was creative writing, okay? Because your being, you're very your very core, right? The way that you grew up, you're thinking that you're lonely, but actually you don't need anybody. Like you're perfectly happy with yourself. So when you feel that loneliness, what I found is that you feel that you have to be loved by someone or you have to love someone. Anybody else can relate? You go like, wow, I have to be with a partner or with someone. And you're like, I have to be loved and I need it. And do you know how you guys begin to heal? Any of you can relate here to this, is when you get to the point of you realize you don't need anyone to heal you. You only need yourself. When suddenly you stop giving a fuck of what people think about you. Suddenly you start thinking about your health and you put yourself and your health first. And suddenly your friends or people who are around you are starting to say, well, you kind of got boring and you're not going out with me. Oh, we got one. Nikki Twitch, right? Do you relate? Right? Exactly. Guys, if any of this has happened to you, you're on your way. Like, fuck yeah. Congratulations. So Nicole, if we can all tell you that what you feel, and tell us if we're wrong, or if I'm wrong interpreting it. But when you feel loneliness, can you dig deeper and talk to your inner kid and say, hey, and if it is your name, Nicole, say, hey, Nicole, who are you? Like, what age are you? And you too, right? Okay. So just ask, hey, how old are you? Okay? And then when she tells you, and I'm thinking it's a she, maybe it's not, maybe it's a he, or they, whatever you pronounce are. And you go, okay, so what does loneliness feel like? And then you listen to the story. So it's like, instead of concentrating of, I'm lonely, you go, what do you mean loneliness? Like, what does it mean to you? Okay, what does it feel like? And you locate it in the body, but not in yours, but in your inner child. Any of you guys have here done the inner child work? You know what I'm talking about, right? So can you comment, Nicole, if this is making sense? Or any of you guys, this is making sense? Yeah, you're following? So when you feel anything, most of the time what you feel is not really true. Like, our brain is a really powerful machine. And there's only two basic emotions we feel. Do you know what those are? I can give you a few guesses if you want. It's like really simple. What are the two basic emotions that we feel, guys? Like, just two. There's really only two. They're the basis of, well, I can't tell you because I'll spoil it. Anybody can shout it out? Just shout it out. What do you think are our two basic emotions? Happy, sad, close, trauma, anger, love and hate. Yeah, fear. Yes, fear and survival. Okay, love and pain is close. So fear, you know what? Fear of death. That is our basic survival. And the second one? The second one, you mentioned love, but keep going. What? Love and fear. But it's not so much love. It is pretty primitive. It is literally pleasure. Like, sexual pleasure. It is the pleasure of enjoyment of sex. I mean, food gets close. You can have a foodgasm, but that's it. That's all we have. Exactly. Fear and pleasure. There you go. You summarize it. So everything else is on top of it. Jealousy. Yes. Reproduce, which is why. So is not to die, which is what? Fear of death. That's all. You can look it up. There's fancy books that have been written about it. I'm not inventing it. I just read a bunch of books about the stuff, right? So if you think of loneliness, you have to dig. And usually loneliness comes from, anybody want to? Fear. Because you're afraid, right? You're afraid that you will never feel pleasure again. Do you see that? Do you want to deconstruct that? Anything you feel, jealousy? Same thing. You go trace it down. You're like, okay, jealousy. What is jealousy? It's fear of what? That your partner is not going to be with you anymore. That they will choose somebody else. You see? Which is what? Pleasure. Okay, let's unpack another one. Like, you seriously can trace any emotion down to these two basics. So when you're talking about how you deal with loneliness, it's almost like it's not even loneliness. First of all, talk to your inner child and say, hey, what loneliness means to you? Where is it in your body? And then dig deeper and see, where's it coming from? Usually it's coming from fear, because if you come from abusive, yeah, it's a whole loop. Yeah. Does it answer your question, Nicole? Where does fear come from? That's really good. It's a primitive, any of you guys have heard about our brain? Like, there's a lizard brain actually right here. Can you see? Like, at the base of our skull. If you actually, this is anatomical shit. Like, I'm not, okay, neuropsych major. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I know, like I told you, I read a ton of books, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist, psychotherapist. Like, I'm not a professional, right? I'm just a fellow survivor that was just nerding out on this shit because I was trying to understand why the fuck would a parent hurt their child? Like, how can a father sexually abuse the daughter? I was just like, it couldn't fit into my brain. So I just completely nerded out on researching it, right? So the primitive brain, it only feels two instincts. Like let's say a squirrel. A squirrel will, a car drives down the road and the squirrel goes, whoop, it runs away. Why? Why would a squirrel care? How would a squirrel know that the car would squish it? But the squirrel has an instinct. It doesn't think. It just doesn't want to get splattered because it has an instinct to survive. And then I would assume squirrels fuck. I actually have never seen squirrel sex. I wonder that might look entertaining. Like, I don't know. But can you imagine, right? Do animals think about this stuff? No. You know, does your cat, if you don't have a neutered cat, ever think about that? No. Or the dog, they get in heat. That's it. So it's like, I know, squirrel sex. I don't know, guys, where this came from. They have these tails. Can you imagine? I can't imagine. So that's it. So they have two instincts. So where it's coming from, it's not coming from anywhere. It's not coming from actually your brain. It's coming from your lizard brain, which is really primitive. By the way, all of your decisions, most of them come from that, from this emotional impulse. The first impulse you get, like you don't think. Later you rationalize it. You're like, oh yeah, I bought this because, which is bullshit. This is not why you bought it. You bought it because you had this instinct, right? Yeah, oh, waking the tiger. Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, if you guys can recommend books here, that's cool. So, I don't know, does that answer your question, Nicole? Like, I'm gonna move on, okay? So, yeah, I'm really happy you're here, okay? So, let me go take a look. Let's see. Yes, this is, yeah, you can. I've been traumatized, you know, up and down and left and right and every which way. And I'm really, really happy. So it's kind of like, if you can tell us more of your history, maybe, Lego Yoda. This is really, guys, look at this name. This is so cool. Lego Yoda Death Scream. I fucking love it. That is awesome. This is like the best combination of words ever. Oh, look at this. Manual on Human Energy, Harold Moskowitz. So yeah, if you guys have any really cool books, my favorite one is The Body Keeps the Score. Anybody else here read The Body Keeps the Score? I really fucking recommend it to you. Like, you know, I really, really, really love this book. So, can you clarify for us, Lego Yoda Death Scream, can you ever be happy when you traumatize? You mean happy in that event? Yeah, that book is fucking awesome, right? Yeah, yes. Everybody, please, if you haven't bought this book, go buy it right now. It's called Body Keeps the Score. I have no association with the author. Not making any money on this. I just fucking love this book. Okay, so go get it. But so what do you mean? Like traumatized when you're traumatized? When you're in that? I mean, I don't think it's possible to be happy when you're in the middle of trauma. But yes, it is after. I mean, look at me. It did take me a long time. Can somebody tell Fabi Yushi the author's name? I forget. One Hulk or one, I can't remember the name of the author of the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Can somebody just Google and put it in? So yeah, if you can clarify for us more, what do you mean about happy when you're traumatized? But I'm so happy right now. I think probably I'm happier in my life than I ever was. Like it's just, you remind me of my work mom. Who's your work mom? What do you mean? That is really cool. Oh my God. Depends on, you know, the best that I can give you. Like, here's the advice I would have given myself when I was a kid, was to just not let anybody. Oh, thank you. So Bessel van der Kolk. Yeah, it's quite a name to say, right? I get all of your questions. Yeah, if you want me to answer a question, K Soul, put it in the little question box. Everybody can see it. Otherwise, I'll have to shout it out, and it's not, you know, it's not very cool for everybody else. Like, you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, can I ask more of, is it bad touching, meaning somebody else is touching your daughter, or what do you mean exactly? I'm assuming it is someone that she doesn't want to be touched, but what I would have told myself when I was a kid was to know that my body is my own. Like, if I could teach myself, that is the one thing that I would have said, that it belongs to me, that nobody can do anything to it. And so at least then I would have fought. or I would have been vocal, because I really didn't think that my body belonged to me. Any of you here, childhood sexual abuse survivors, can relate to that. We just don't even think, we don't even know that our bodies are ours. We don't have the concept of it. We only are being taken from, right? You get that? It's like, that's the one thing we knew. We didn't know that, I didn't know that I could tell somebody not to touch me. Like, do you know how, okay, did any of you, like the adults told you, well, if this was so horrible, why didn't you tell me? And you go, but I didn't, like I didn't even know that it was okay to say not to touch me. And then the adult looked at you like you're weird, or like you've been hit with a brick on your head, right? And it's just like, you don't even have the concept of your body belonging to you, okay? So first of all, yeah, I'm really worried about this question, like, can you protect your daughter from whoever it is happening? Do you know it for sure? Like, you can go to police. I mean, depending on who is doing it. I just, my stuff happened so long ago that I have no way to go back to Russia and, you know, like, report my father to police, and like, there's nothing, like, there's no mechanism that can bring him to justice. It just doesn't exist. So that is what I've tried to teach my kids, is to tell them, nobody, not even me as a parent, has the right to touch you. No one, without your permission. And if, yes, it's learned helplessness, right? So if somebody touches you and you don't permit it, you can fight and scream and yell like it is your property, belongs to you. And that is what I never knew as a kid. And I wish that somebody would have told me that. Somebody would have taught me that. Because it didn't belong to me. I just gave it. You know, somebody took it, and I'm like, sure. You know, do you want to cut off my arm? Please. Help yourself. You want another one? Sure. And then this is what I did as an adult, you guys. That sucks ass. Is that I would allow people to come and take. And take. And take. And I'll be the one broke, but I gave to other people. And I gave. And I gave. And I gave. Can you relate? Right? So it's like, well, why is it that I'm broke? And why is it that I'm not moving anywhere in life? Oh, it's because I continue giving to other people. And why am I doing that? Oh, it's because I'm conditioned to do that. Right? So that's messed up, right? That's just, yeah. Same here. That's a really good question. So how do you heal trauma when you don't remember? Well, that's what I did. I still don't remember most of it. I remember bits and pieces. You know, what age you should tell her, your daughter, as soon as possible. Right now, she's 5, you teach her. I mean, that's what if this was my daughter, I started teaching my daughter from when she was a baby. You know, I was trying to break the cycle of abuse, because abuse goes on in generations. So this is how I healed my trauma, you guys. And I have more books. I'm actually writing my 8th book right now, the novel, right? So I didn't remember, and I would write fiction. I wouldn't write what I remembered. I would write what my inner child told me. I would talk to her and I would say, what happened? Go crazy, I would tell her. And she would imagine things like, okay, was that helpful? I mean, this really, really worries me about your daughter. Like, the mom in me wants to go and destroy every fucking asshole who raises a finger at your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, the tiger mom in me, because, like, this is a personal thing. Like, I'm just going to go and unscrew their heads, whoever that is. So, please, can you keep her safe? I guess we're all worried here about you. Back to Silver Peg. teach. Yeah, so you don't have to remember. Okay, that's another thing, is I felt debilitated. Anybody else can relate here to this when you have gone through trauma and you do not fucking remember what happened. And it makes you feel like you're crazy. You go, well, I must imagine it. You know, everybody in my family is telling me that I'm making it up, right? But your body is telling you otherwise. But you go, shut up, body, because everybody's saying it's wrong. It didn't happen, right? And then you go, but but I feel it's true. And then you go, yeah, I'm nuts. Yeah, I need a shrink. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm not normal. Yeah, and then you feel that. Have you felt that? I felt crazy. Like, seriously, it's not... I hate the word crazy itself because it's actually a medical term, which, we're not crazy, right? But I could not find a different word to it, to how it felt. It felt that I was insane, that I was losing my sanity, that I was losing myself. Can you relate to that? Like, I was losing reality, I thought, but I remember, but. So I wanted to kill myself. I found no way out, and I was like, well, I don't deserve to live. Like, let's just nuke myself, That's what I wanted. So it wasn't until I realized that I actually don't need to remember, and it was desperate and by chance. I wasn't like some smart cookie who figured out, whoa, here's a way to do it. I started writing out of desperation because I was going through such severe panic attacks that thank you. I know, I'm glad too. I had insomnia, and I started collecting sleeping pills. I stopped taking them until I had like a whole tub of them. Anybody else here thought of the same? And then I would plan, like, I was terrified that I was gonna found out. You know how somebody commits suicide, they try and then somebody finds them? So I wanted to make sure that nobody would find me. I would walk around with those pills. I still remember. I shudder when I think about it, thinking, should I rent a hotel room? If I rent a hotel room, do I take it at 2 a.m.? But then is my husband gonna look for me? Like, I was trying to find a way so when I took the pills that nobody found me, that it really worked, that I really killed myself. It was a horrible time. I don't ever want to go back there. It was awful. So the only way that I discovered this, again, it was by accident and probably with the help of the therapist, who was a kids therapist, because my regular therapist didn't know what to do with me. So finally they got me to this kid therapist. She was a drama therapist, and so she said, draw. So she worked with children. You know how I felt, right? So she worked with children who couldn't articulate. They didn't have words for their abuse. And so they would act it out, right? So they would like dramatize it. And then I couldn't even do that. So she said, what can you do? And I started drawing. So when I started, and I want to show you, do you guys want to see? Not tonight. It freaks me the fuck out, those drawings. Like, they're so horrific. Maybe even just to me. I don't know if I show you, you'll be like, well, there's nothing scary here. But under the drawings, I would start writing. And when I did that, my breathing slowed, and the therapist noticed that I basically wrote myself out of panic attacks. And she said, can you write? Like, she literally told me, you gotta write, you gotta journal, you gotta... So that's how I stumbled on writing. But when I started journaling, I got stuck again. Because I was like, well, I don't remember what happened. And any of you here are hypervigilant on facts? Any of you here have been told you're lying because you tried to tell the truth to adults? And so you're so stuck up on, it has to be correct. It has to be correct. It has to be factual. So I couldn't write anything down because I was like, but I don't remember exactly. What if I'm lying? You get, like, I was like, I have to remember the certain day and the time. Like, the facts have to be correct. I was terrified of doing the facts wrong. Even though all of my abusers lied through their teeth my entire life, I had to be honest. And so I felt paralyzed. I couldn't journal. Hey, again, I couldn't journal. This was the only thing I could do. I was like, can I write? Can I just imagine? And the therapist said, yeah. And that's how I started healing. I still do not remember most of the abuse episodes. I had to piece them together. Like, I would remember the bed covering. Okay, this might trigger some of you. Just a warning, okay? But I remember the bed covering and how I hated it. But I remember it with photographic clarity. It was green and it was itchy and it had this like flower designs on it. And that was the bed of my parents. And so I stood on it on all fours. I don't remember what happened to me behind me. I remember nothing, although it happened. But I remember the bedspread. Okay, so that's how I was able to piece it together, because I was like, where was that spread? It was on that bed. Was I ever allowed to be on there? No. So how did I end up there? What, like, it like a private detective. I would remember a light on the door because I would focus on something else when I was abused. Can somebody else relate to this? Like, I had to detach my brain from what was happening to my body. And I would remember textures. Like, I would focus so sharply on the door that I remember the paint. Like, I remember details absolutely exactly. And you know, guys, what freaked me out? I remembered the date. You know how I remember the date? Is because it's a myth in my family. Because I drew a penis, you know, in the game of head, body, and legs. Any of you know this game when you tear up a piece of paper and somebody draws a head and then they fold it, then they draw the body and then they fold it. So my portion was on the bottom. What did I draw? I drew what I saw that day. I traced it back down because it was the 8th of May, and in Russia we celebrated the World War II, you know, the Victory Day. And you know, okay, this is gonna, guys, freak you out. Those of you who can't remember, this is my answer to you, Silver Peg. You can heal, because I don't remember still. But I was like, it was the 8th of May, and it was sunny, because I remember the door, and I remember the light. And guess what? I went on Google, I found that day on Moscow, the weather, and it was sunny. And it was the 8th of May, and I was like, it was the weekend. Like, I remember the day, and it was correct. And I fucking freaked out. I was like, oh my God, that's when it happened. Oh my God, you know, and so how I remembered is I would have patterns. Like, I would walk into the bathroom, my whole body would shudder. It would feel like my skin was peeling off. I literally had this sensation of wanting to claw off my skin. Anybody else had that? And I didn't know why, because it was blocked out. And then in all of my books, there is episodes of a little girl going into the bathroom and stuff happening to her. It's different stuff. But I started seeing the pattern. Do you follow? Silver Peg, this is my answer to you. And then I was like, oh, I think he did it to me in the bathroom. I think, because I still don't remember clearly, but there's enough of a pattern, and my body was telling me, holy shit, get out of the bathroom, it's danger. Not anymore, you guys. I'm like, right now, I don't have it anymore. The last time I had this body shudder, let me think. I think maybe it was about 10 years ago. So it is possible. Does that give you hope and like answers your question? It is absolutely possible. You can. Even if you don't remember. And you don't have to remember. Like, seriously. Yes, and maybe it was more than once, because actually the bathroom still, for me, has bathrooms, beds, darkness, toilets, woods, yeah, no, I don't feel it anymore. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So it's possible. You guys, I was on ADD pills, ADHD pills, insomnia pills. I had PTSD. I had side effects. I could not sleep. I could not have sex. I could not have let anybody touch me. I couldn't speak. Sometimes I wouldn't speak for weeks. I would binge on food. I would get myself hungry. I mean, fuck. I was so sick. I was a sick puppy. Okay? I had this whole body shudders. I would go lock in my body. I would freeze. I couldn't look people in the eyes. I can't tell you. And it's all gone. I'm not on ADD pills. I'm not on ADHD pills. I'm not on insomnia pills. I sleep like a baby. I have sex again. I fucking love it. There's still stuff that's left over that freaks me out around sex, but it's like nothing compared to what it used to be. Okay? I don't have body shudders. For the first time in my life, let's see how long ago it was. About 8 years ago, guys. For the first time in my life, I slept alone in the room in the dark. I know it doesn't sound like much to you, but it was a victory for me. I could not sleep alone in a room in the dark. My father's image would come at me. And I made you a video. Any of you have seen that video where I yelled at him? He came and I was like, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Fuck you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Like, I yelled at him and I came at him. He wasn't there physically, but his image was. And he cowered. And he sat in the corner. And I'm like, and he was gone. You know, he doesn't bother me anymore. So it's like, I don't even have, I don't have nightmares anymore either. So it is possible. It's possible to heal. You saw it? Yeah. I mean, I hope I am badass because it's gotten to the point where I had to be a badass. I was just like, fuck you. I'm going to reclaim my health. So all of you here asking, it is possible. And what healed me is creative writing, because I tapped into my subconscious. Because here I thought I was crazy because I couldn't remember. Like there is nothing. I tried everything. I tried therapy. I tried hypnosis. I tried EMDR. I tried like all of the fancy names. I tried everything and it wasn't working. Okay. And then I thought I was broken. Oh, one more. I used to have interstitial cystitis. Anybody know here what that is? You have to pee every 15 minutes. Your bladder burns. It's like a constant bladder infection. It's gone. Doctors couldn't fix it. I was on pills. It is gone. Do you know how I healed myself? I talked to my bladder. I talked to my vagina. I said, I love you. And what was done to you should not have been done to you. I talked to my bladder. I said, I love you. And I'm really sorry that this happened to you. I kid you not. I talked to my bladder. I talked to my organs. Like I was willing to try anything. I was desperate. Have any of you here had an infection where peeing burns where it fucking burns? Yeah? Do you know how painful that is? Now, can you imagine that you have to do it every 15 minutes? I couldn't go anywhere. I was fucking hugging the toilet. I was sitting in there. I couldn't. I gave up on life. UTI. Yeah, I was sick for 2 years, you guys. I mean, it is gone. It is gone. It is gone. It is gone. I was told their interstitial cystitis is for life. And guess what? That is what I'm showing doctors. It's gone. I don't have it. I don't have it. I have like an iron. Well, no, I'd be lying if I told you I have an iron bladder. You know, when my bladder acts up, if I call my mom back in Moscow and she pushes a button, guess what? I have to run pee again. It's psychosomatic. Okay? That's how I cured it. Because doctors misdiagnosed me. I didn't have any infection in there, but I was peeing blood. Why? Because this is the power of your brain. Your brain is telling your body, can you fucking pay attention to me? Thank you. Yeah. So that's a very, very, very long answer to your question, Silverpack. Does that help? I mean, I hope it helps more than because there's so many questions in here. I'm probably not going to be able to answer them all. So can you tell us more about what you feel? What do you mean by feeling stuck? But hey, sister, hey, right there. So you know what? And I have to, okay, guys, fuck, shit. I have to take care of myself. I'm also learning to take care of myself because I would talk to you all night. I just love you all so much. Like I really, yeah, cranberry pills. Yeah, I tried all that. You know, I've been through the whole cranberry thing. I tell you. So what do you guys want me to make the video about tomorrow? About maybe feeling stuck? Or I have a list here and I'll read you the list. Okay. I have flashbacks, guilt, bad dreams, obsessive thoughts, children acting as triggers, how to control emotions, what to do if you're having a bad day, and self-doubt. So can you just start typing like crazy? You are the best. Thank you. Like, what is it that, guilt? Okay, what kind of guilt? Talk to me about guilt. What makes you happy? Control emotions? Okay. I love you right back, Mayumi. I love you. So control emotions and guilt, self-doubt. So self-doubt. Okay, just vote. Just keep voting. Can you talk to me more about guilt? Like specifically guilt about what? So somebody asked, your own child can act a trigger for you. Like for you to begin to lash out at them, even though you don't want to. That's what, guilt of leaving your family. Oh, I can totally talk about that because I left my family and I feel guilty because I'm the only one who made it out. Like they're all back in Russia, and most of them are not really well. Self-love, so guilt of leaving, or guilt. Keep talking to me. Keep talking. It's like guilt, because I'm not sure still on guilt. I got the how to control emotions, self-love. Okay, just keep typing. Like go crazy. Are you able to forgive guilt anytime you think about what kind of guilt? Child triggers. Okay, that's a big one. And don't worry if I don't make a video. Like I have a list. Word recognition regarding your memory. That send me a message. I'm not like that's triggers your mom. So just keep talking. I'm not sure what word recognition means. Child is triggers loving family, but what you don't want to live with them. How to feel at peace. Child triggers. Interesting. Adoption. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if I can do anything on adoption because I don't have my personal experience. Guilt over needing to protect others. Oh, I think I'm understanding. So, guilt of taking care of yourself? Guys, did I get that right? Guilt, but is it really guilt of you loving yourself? Like guilt, feeling guilty because you're trying to do something good for you, right? How to remember the trauma. Okay. How to remember. I can do that one because I did this, you know, myself in pieces. Adoption, the like childhood trauma. How do you heal the body? Guilt of leaving okay, I got it. I think I'll do the guilt one. Guilt on leaving abuse. Guilt of leaving the abusive household, right? You feel guilty because, especially if you have siblings and they're still left in there and you feel like shit because you left and they're still suffering. Am I getting it right? Just keep typing. It can be true, my true self. Yes. Okay, I got it. Wolf Knight agrees. Yes. Anybody else on guilt? How did you heal? Yeah, that's a long one. Guilt over stop people pleasing. Empathy for your abuser. High five there, sister. I know exactly what that feels like. I fucking hate it, and yet you just feel it. I love you right back. So, because you feel like you're abandoning people. Grieving over the loss of knowing you'll never have a proper caregiver. Yeah. Empathy to abuser. Grieving over never having like a mom or dad. Over never having. I'm just writing it down. Mom and dad. Just keep typing, you guys. I'm reading it all. You forget what? Yeah. Write me a message about the word forgetting. It's too fast scrolling here. I can't really answer you properly. Guilt over wanting to speak your truth, protect yourself, versus not wanting to abandon your family. Okay. I think I know what you mean. So let me rephrase that, and you guys tell me if I understand that correctly. This is what I felt. I felt guilty because I survived. I felt guilty because I escaped. And I felt guilty because I was taking care of myself. And I was healing myself instead of worrying for other people. Is it a yes? What if you become an abuser? Yeah, I had that fear as well. But is that a yes about the guilt? I just want to clarify because I think I'll do a guilt one tomorrow. And then how to control emotions probably the day after. Yeah, you got okay. I got a yes, or at least I got a few yeses. So, okay. I'll make you that video because I can totally relate, you know, because I did that. I left and I felt like shit and I felt guilty and I actually constantly been used for that guilt. You know, like my mom would call me and ask me for money. And it was just like, I would feel guilty and I would send her money, even though I wasn't financially stable myself. So any of you immigrants here can relate to that. I don't know if you get calls from people. That's another guilt I have. I have a guilt that I escaped, you know, that I escaped into a better life. And I feel guilty. Like I'm putting food in my mouth and I'm like, oh my God, there's my family members back in Russia and they don't have food and I'm a fucking selfish bitch. Like I'm awful. You know, how can I even eat? So, okay, that's relatable. Okay, so, guys, I'm gonna bow out for my snooze. You're an immigrant too. You're very beautiful, funky monkey, bongs. I can feel it from here. So finding yourself feeling stuck. Yeah, if I missed anything, send me a message. Again, come to my Saturday circle, the free circle. The registration the link is in my bio. If there's something I didn't answer, you really feel compelled to write to me. It's like, hey, can you talk about this video? Email me. There's also, all the links are in my bio. Or if you want me to share that story with you, that story where I killed my parents today, about the inner child, I can send it to you. If you want to read other stories, because we were working in the circle today, then you join my community, because it's very safe, super safe, troll-free environment. So it's only for community members. I can't share them, but I can share mine. Okay? So have an awesome night or day. Remember, don't let anybody fuck with you. Don't let anybody touch you. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not lovable or you suck. Like, tell them to fuck off. And really, please, take care of your inner child. Just talk to your inner child. Call them that by the name and say, I love you. I love you. I love your hands. Kiss them. I love your arms. Do what I'm doing. Like, kiss yourself and say, you're fucking amazing. You survived so much shit. You were a little kid. I fucking love you. Like, thank you for giving me the life and for being stronger than I would ever be. Because guess what? You're an adult. And the shit that happened to you as a kid, you survived it as a kid. You're fucking strong. Like, you're amazing. And anybody who's telling you you're broken, yeah, exactly. Tell them that. Okay, I love you guys. I'll make you a video tomorrow. I'll try to get on tomorrow from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Again, all the links are in my bio, and I'll see you soon. I love you, I love you, love you. Bye.